Yeah, there it is. I don't know too much about this. I just saved it for y'all, but the thing I do know is she called out her baby daddy.
Previous kids. They are currently 12 and 8 from my ex-husband that I was together with since high school. We just didn't work out. We have a great co-parenting relationship. So that's where the confusion starts with that. I met my second baby daddy, because this is the one we're talking about. I met him in Hawaii. I am born and raised from Hawaii. I've lived here my entire life, aside from like college, and my 2 kids born and raised here. So I've always been in Hawaii. I never moved to the mainland. I never took my son away from anyone. I have always lived in Hawaii. I met my ex in Hawaii while he was here on a work trip. We then were long distance for
I think she's from Hawaii, chat. That's what I'm getting.
4 to 5 months while he lived in the mainland, and I would fly back and forth every couple of weeks to go visit him. The relationship, it did seem too good to be true now that I think about it. Everything that I posted, because I really was in love, and everything that I posted was 100% true. Like, I really felt like he was just a dream. And I should have known better, but I think I just felt like I had done so much work on myself, and I was so happy in my life and just in my own little world that I didn't find it odd that he proposed to me after like 5 months. So he proposed to me and got me pregnant. And right when he got me pregnant was when things started to go south. And now I know what coercive control is. Like, now looking back, I'm like, wow, you were really a dumbass, naive bitch. But we're past that. He was never abusive up until I got pregnant. And then when I got pregnant, he used my pregnancy against me, belittled.
No, Danny, she said she was he was an abuser, not gay. Oh, it's because okay, so I don't know, I think it was him. He responded to the whole allegations, and he said he was getting threatened, and people in his inbox were saying, "How can you pick a guy over your baby mama?" or some shit like that. So I assumed. But anyways, like I said, I have not watched it. I was saving it for y'all.
Me, treated me horribly. I was extremely sick, and he just told everybody that I was fucking insane and crazy, and really I just needed help. I was very pregnant and had a really rough first trimester. He told me I was so crazy and tried to diagnose me himself with bipolar, and what is the BPD? What is it called? Borderline personality disorder. And he convinced himself and everyone around us that I was mentally unstable. I now know that he was probably telling his friends all kinds of crazy things about me, because when we broke up, they flipped on me instantly. And I didn't understand it, because I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, are we living in the same world? But I kind of know now that he probably was telling them crazy shit and lies from the start to kind of like anticipate the breakup, you know, so that when that happened, they already had a really bad image of me, but none of what he was saying was true to begin with. I am not the only girl that he did this to. There's a history that I didn't know until after we broke up, but it's my fault, because I'm the dumbass that got proposed to him, got engaged with him, and got pregnant 5 fucking months in. Like, I really should have known better.
5 months in, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing we're not gonna do. We're not gonna fucking get married or propose to 5 months in, chat. No.
My frontal lobe has since developed. I'm only 30 today, and this happened when I was like 27. So, you know, I'm sorry. I know that's not that big of a difference, but it is. I have
It really isn't.
since learned a lot. But yeah, we get it. Okay, that part is dumb. I should have paid more attention. It's too late. So the pregnancy was really hard. I had a really, really, really bad first trimester. I was very sick. Second trimester, I was living my best life. I was so happy. I was still flying back and forth to Hawaii. I have my 2 kids on Oahu, and he planned, this is the very important part, he was planning to move to Hawaii. Okay? We looked for houses. We applied for houses. He was moving to Hawaii. So I could be with my kids, my 2 kids, and him.
I honestly love how they say Hawaii, dude, because I didn't realize we all say Hawaii, but people from the islands say Hawaii or Hawaii, well, however she says it. Hawaii.
In Hawaii. So Hawaii was the end goal. Okay, his lease was up in September. I gave birth in June. His lease was up in September. So we were supposed to have the baby and then move. He was supposed to move to Hawaii. I already had a house.
Where was your house at? Oh, in Hawaii. Okay.
Had a house for years, born and raised. Okay.
Where?
My baby shower, the night of my baby shower, which my baby shower really was for him, not me, because we were fighting that morning. He went to the bar after, because his family, his auntie and his mom got into a physical altercation at my baby shower, because his auntie got so intoxicated that she was literally like trying to fight his mom. So like I'm taking a picture with his mom and I'm fucking 10 months pregnant and his auntie's trying to physically attack his mom, okay? And I'm sitting next to her. I'm standing next to her taking photos.
I know.
So he's so stressed out that this happened. He's so stressed out. Obviously, he just has to go to the bar and drink and hang out with his friends and leaves me at my baby shower by myself.
Okay, that's crazy. That is crazy. You left her alone.
To clean up the baby shower and bring all the stuff back home, unpack, and clean up.
Ew.
I'm 10 months pregnant, okay? This is my baby shower. This is how we spent. That's why if you follow me, there are no photos from my baby shower because we fought all day and then he went to the bar all night and didn't come home till 3 a.m. And this was like a regular occurrence. But what are you going to do? I'm already pregnant, whatever. And at this point, I'm on my second baby daddy. So I am desperate to make this work. I'm not an idiot. I know how
Second baby daddy, by the way, just to let y'all know.
dumb I look having a second baby daddy and not working out. I know how that looks on me and it fucking sucks. So for me, I was like, no, I need this to work. I will literally do anything because I'm so fucking embarrassed. I'm already making the same mistake again. Idiot. I get it. So I just let him treat me however he wants, and every single time I just forgive him. He's like sleeping at other people's houses because he just can't stand me, and me and my mom are both just like, dude, what the fuck is even going on? Whatever. Okay, so I give birth in the hospital. He is just so miserable because the bed is uncomfortable. The bed that he sleeps in is uncomfortable, so he's giving me a hard time. He sleeps throughout my labor. My mother has to wake him up because
You have to be rage baiting. Dude, is she dead ass? Is this story for real, dude? He slept through your leg? No, you have to be lying. This rage bait. This rage bait.
my epidural's not working, and my mom's like, hello, she literally needs help. My best friend is massaging my back, Shannon. She's massaging my back because he is just not helping me give fucking birth. The morning after I give birth, he goes to the gym, leaves me and the baby at home, leaves me and his 1-day-old baby in the hospital so that he can go to the gym and
He has to work out, bro. What do you expect, man?
freshen up. So he goes home to shower, gets ready, goes to the gym, has his own morning while I'm in the hospital with my newborn, my 1-day-old baby.
Wait.
Whatever, okay? So it gets worse. At 6 weeks postpartum, I can finally fly again. So I go back home to Hawaii, and I stay home in Hawaii for like several months because he is just like in his own little mental, like he was fighting with this girl, Jill, online. And like I was in Hawaii at my son's football game. Like if you follow me, you know, like it was a big mess. He was like harassing this lady. She's not even a lady. She's like, I think like probably our age. She's not that much older, but like he's harassing her. I have no idea what the hell's going on. I'm just sticking by his side. I'm like rooting for him.
Dude, okay, man. We're gonna continue this, dude. But I do have to go use the restroom. So sorry, I have to pause it here. But I am gonna pass the basket so y'all could, the colecta for, IRLs. Here you go, man. Sorry, guys. I do have to go real fast. Hold up.
Madrecita ay, madrecita cúranos. Da nay 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 nay. Da nay 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 nay. Ayahuasca.
Dang, I beat the fucking song, dude.
Thank you for the gifts.
Abuelita. Okay, thank you. Giselle, thank you for the gifts. Okay, let's get back to it. Because it's just getting crazy.
Standing up like 10 toes down for him, and I have no idea even what's going on. So that's my fault for like just blindly following him and not paying attention to the signs. And I was in Kauai at my son's football game when that went down, and I didn't even know what he posted until afterwards. That's a whole nother story. But I didn't really say anything. I kind of just I stayed out of it, but then like I did not like stand up for her, you know what I mean? So like I wasn't bullying her or harassing her or anything, but I definitely didn't like stand up for her and like tell him, because I didn't know what was going on. And like in our relationship, he just always had beef with everybody. He blocked all these people on my social media that I couldn't even make friends with before I even knew who they were, because he was like, oh no, these are not good people, like you don't want to be surrounded with them. Like he just convinced me that everybody around me was fucking horrible, and he would just block them. He'd make me block them, and I wasn't allowed to be like friends with them. And I was just like, oh my god, they're so horrible, like these people are so mean. Today, knowing what I know now I know that those people just knew things about him that he didn't want to ever get out. One of them being that he has a kid, a daughter that I've been talking about, but I didn't know about her. The whole world didn't know about her. And I think that these people knew this about him because they grew up with him and they've known him for years, and they like knew him, and I didn't know anything. So I think he was trying to prevent me from getting to know these people, because he knew that they would like rat him out and say things and send me things and try and like, you know, get me to turn on him.
Deadbeat too, or what?
This is like a super fast version of what's going on, because like when I tell you I do not have time to do these videos ever, like I just sit in my car when I have the time. It's pouring rain.
Girl, you have time. So apparently she's been trying to expose him for a long time. She's been making videos according to Rome, and this is literally part one of out of 3 videos. So yeah, I think she does have time though. But don't worry, it gets better because he responds, and apparently she deactivated her fucking TikTok or some shit.
Outside, I'm doing it as fast as I can, but there's so much. This is extremely condensed. So whatever, he leaves me in the hospital. We go home from the hospital and I go back to Hawaii, right? And I stay in Hawaii for several months with my kids while he goes and heals, because he says that he needs like some kind of retreat. Like he's talking about going to fucking, what is that place, like Puerto Rico and like Costa Rica, that's what it is. He like needed to get away because his mental health was so bad, and like I just couldn't understand it. I was like, okay dog, like do what you gotta do. I support whatever you need. I even offered to pay for him to go. Like, oh my god, bitch,
Queen, pay for him, bruh.
so fucking stupid. Like I just supported him so much wholeheartedly and blindly. I just wanted him to be better. Like I genuinely wanted him to be okay so that he could be okay with us, with like his family. He said that he was not—
Yeah, hold on. Rome is right. She was charging $2 to get the tea.
not in the right mind space to move to Hawaii yet, but he was still going to, but he wanted to take a break and not rush things. So I was like, okay, bet. Like, you can stay in Denver. I'm still in Hawaii. I still have my place. Never in our relationship at any point was I moving to Denver, ever. And that's important because he filed for child kidnapping when I came back home to Hawaii, tried to tell people that I kidnapped my son, called the fucking people on me, whatever, CPI, whoever you gotta call, file, judges, told them I kidnapped my son. Okay, that's a whole nother story. So the abuse just gets worse and worse. He is now at this point like not even hiding the abuse, because at first it was very, very subtle. But mind you, we're only like 6 months into our relationship, like 7, no, at this point I had given birth, excuse me, let me take that back. At this point we had been dating for a year, but the baby's already like here. So like when we made 1 year anniversary, I was like 10 months pregnant. Do you know what I'm saying? So like you can pick up what I'm putting down on the time.
Yeah, you moved too fucking fast, dude.
Timeline. I'm gonna have to go into part 2 where I talk about after I give birth and how horrible my postpartum was up until today.
Yeah, anyways, like I was saying, she was charging people for the tea. So her fucking mission was to expose the shit out of this guy. Let me see where that video is. Right here.
I get money, I get money, I get...
Bro, look at this. Charging people $2 to get the tea off her baby dad. Bro, you know what? Guys, I have a good ass tea. Email me or send me $5, bro. I got you. Look at this shit. And people were paying the tea on IG. Oh my god. She created a GoFundMe too. All right, we're gonna get into that, man. We have this. This is gonna be a long segment, chat. So get your popcorn ready.
Abuse is escalating, okay? My mom stays with us and she points out to me, I didn't realize this at first because I'm really just like a lover girl and I will do anything for my man. So I'm cooking, cleaning, meal prepping for him still. And I'm like a week postpartum. Like my vagina's bleeding heavily and I'm cooking and slaving for this man. Well, he's at the gym and living his life. And yeah, I just, oh my God, ew, I'm such a pick me for that. That was just really embarrassing. That was my man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it for my man. Yuck. Anyways, I'm like so blindly in love and just like literally doing whatever he wants, and he's taking full advantage of it. But then like simultaneously, he's also pushing me to a point where like he would bully me and like say horrible things to me and like push me to a point and then turn around and act like whenever I reacted, like I was the problem. And like I was very sleep deprived. I'm tired. I breastfed my baby till he was 18 months old. And I was up every 2 hours. And he would tell me, oh, I need to get sleep because I need to provide for us. And now I'm thinking about it and I feel dumb because he was saying that he needed to sleep so that he could go to work. But then he never paid any of my bills. So it's like, I'm confused. Like that was dumb of me. This is why I hate telling the story, because the more I speak, the more I'm like, well, you really dumb as fuck, bitch. I got is
She did.
Anyway, so he's sleeping and he has his, I swear to God, I have pictures of this, but I think it's really messed up if I upload the picture, but he used to sleep with he had earmuffs on and a eye mask on. He would sleep with this and this covering so that, the lights and the baby crying wouldn't wake him up because he had to go to.
That's crazy. I've heard of guys sleeping like dude, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just think I'm built different, dude, because there's no way you're not helping out, dude.
Work. But it's funny because I also was working. So what about me? Yeah. So anyways, this continues and he is just treating me so fucking badly. And one time, this is the time that he told my mom and my best friend that I jumped out of a moving car. Okay, so we're arguing. We are going to Cheeseman Park, which is in Denver. We like lived in the city. We went to Cheeseman Park. We're driving. I had the baby in the car, whatever. He's getting really aggressive with me, screaming at me and stuff. And like we're just getting heated. And I'm like starting to get really heated too. And the thing with me is like, I do not do well when things are heated. Like I'm the type of person, like I have to walk away because if not, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. Like I'm gonna lose my shit. So let me get out of this.
Didn't she, hold on. I just saw the comment. Didn't she say she was never going to move to the mainland? But she just said we lived in Denver? Huh.
Situation. Let me remove myself from the situation because I can feel myself getting activated and I really need to step away from the situation. So he comes to a stop sign. Okay, Cheeseman Park is like, we lived on 17th and Cheeseman Park is right here, so it's walking distance, and there's stop signs all along. It's like every 50 feet there's a stop sign because it's like in a neighborhood and it's a 4-way stop. So he comes to a stop sign. I get out of the car because I'm so fucking heated. Okay, and I'm literally so postpartum. I'm like, I think at this point like 2 weeks postpartum. Like I still can't walk, right? I still can't walk. And I sit down on the curb and he proceeds to call my mom. Mind you, I got out of the car at a stop sign. He proceeds to call my mom and my best friend and tell them that I am suicidal and jumped out of a moving car, and he's so worried about me and so concerned about me that like, you know, and this just goes to show like this is the kind of shit that he would tell people to make me look mentally unstable when that was never the case. And he just would always do this thing where I feel like he would push me and push me and
Yeah, I forgot, Diane. Yeah, she did say that too.
Push me and push me. And then, like me, listen, I'm from Hawaii. Like, bitch, I can get down. I'll beat your ass.
Where are you from? I don't know where. She from Hawaii?
And so, like, yeah, I could snap. And he'll push me to that fucking point. He'll push me to the point where I snap. I never did hit him, though. Thank God. I would have been in jail. But yeah, no, so I would snap though. I would snap and I would fucking scream at him and yell at him and like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a local girl, I'm a titta, so, you know, yeah, I would lose my shit sometimes. But he would fucking record me without my consent. So he would push, abuse the fuck out of me. And he was so mean. He would call me horrible names. He even call punch me things. He'd get violent. One time he kept like ripping open the shower curtain when I'm trying to bathe. And he's like ripping open the curtain. Like, I don't even know what we were fighting over. And he like ripped open the curtain and like grabbed my hand and scratched me one time. He slammed the doors. My fucking fingers are getting stuck in the doors. And the judge, when we did go to court and I tried to claim domestic violence, the judge had said that there's not enough evidence to prove that when he slammed my fingers in the door, that it was an accident. So they were saying, they were basically saying that they just weren't sure if it was an accident or not, so they couldn't rule it domestic violence. So then he gets online, like today, now fast forward to today, he always claims like, oh yeah, she tried to say it was domestic violence, but the judge ruled that there was none. Yeah, because there was no fucking proof. Sorry that you didn't beat my ass and give me black eyes and bloody noses, but the abuse still existed. Okay, I kind of wish you did. Like, it's easier. I would have much rather gotten punched in the face because it's so much easier to heal from a fucking bruise. Hello? Please. So anyway, the abuse is just getting worse and worse and worse. And he just keeps recording me without my consent. A lot of the times I don't even know that I'm being recorded. So apparently when we were in therapy, when he broke up with me, he recorded me when he broke up with me. And then he would later use it against me in court and say that I was mentally unstable when I'm literally breaking down because I'm just a few months postpartum and you broke up with me in therapy. He ended up blackmailing me as well, and he did end up posting. So if you go on Reddit, I will actually post the video that he posted because I'm not embarrassed of it. Yeah, I lost my shit. You abused me and I reacted. My bad. And he would always do this thing too where like, okay, have you ever been in a situation where somebody just says so much dumb shit and you're like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. You're right. Yes, I'm crazy. Yes, I'm this. Like, just to get them to shut the fuck up. Okay, I would do that a lot. But what I didn't realize was that when I was falsely admitting all these things, because I would just say stuff to, he'd be like, you need to say that you're this, you need to say that you're that. And I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm abusive. Yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm like, are we done? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just really wanted to get the fuck out of the situation because I don't care. He would be recording me without my knowledge. He would be recording me. He'll like take the phone and put it in my face. Like, what was that? Say that again. Say it again. What did you say? Oh, you're abusive? Clocked it. You know what I mean? And it's like, ew, sassy. Like, you're a liar and you're manipulating and twisting what really happened. You're insane. So he blackmails me with all this shit. He ends up posting the video of me, gets himself canceled, blames me, tells me that I'm the reason why his career went down the drain. When in reality, this is the first time.
Wait, he has a TikTok career? He has a social media career? I didn't know that.
It is 2026 and it's the first time that I'm actually telling people a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I did post things here and there when I was like crashing out. And then, but I never did say, I felt like I was always walking on eggshells and like not really saying anything. I feel like I was always just like, oh, I'm so sad. I can't believe this is happening. But I never like told anybody what happened. Like I never actually went into detail. So I really truly believe that he canceled himself because he posted that video that he like, one of the videos because he recorded me all the time. And he also recorded his exes too, because when we were in a relationship, when we first started, he used to tell me that his ex was crazy. Okay, if you know his ex, the one before me, she's a fucking saint. She's the sweetest, most baby doll, blonde hair, green blue eyes, like just the sweetest. Like there's no way that that girl is insane. If anything, you probably push. She literally does yoga and like, she's the sweetest thing. Like if you know her, she's like,
oh my gosh, she's so sweet, dude. She does yoga. Fuck. How could we miss that, bro?
She literally looks like she doesn't even swat flies. Like she looks like she's the type to like literally pick up a fly and throw it out the window because she's afraid for them to like get hurt. And he told me she was crazy. She was batshit fucking insane. No. And he would always tell me, oh yeah, I have videos of her and I have recordings of her. He would tell me that all the fucking time. And I'd be like, y'all, though, I don't want to see all that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really, that's not like, eh. And now I know that he probably does the same thing to me with his new girls and says, oh, I have all these recordings of her. And it's like, yeah, okay. So I don't even have beef with his new girlfriends. He dated this one girl, Maria, and I felt so bad for her. I just feel bad for any girl that gets involved with him because it's like, girl, you really do not know you are sleeping with the devil. Like, I can assure you, I'm a girl's girl and I really do not, girl, a man? You're gonna let a man get in between? Yuck. Like, even with bitches that...
Yeah, bro, I don't know. Something's definitely up with her. ¿Qué está pasando? I'll catch a replay. All right, Rome. Later. Have a good day.
I hate and can't stand, I'm still nice to them because I just think at the end of the day, like, that's somebody's daughter and like, that's like my sister in another world. You know what I mean? Or am I the only one that's very woo-woo like that? Like, we're all very connected, you know, as a woman. I just can't, it takes a lot for me to hate a woman. So anyway, the relationship's getting worse and worse and worse. And it gets to a point where he breaks up with me. There's a lot of stuff that happens in between, but it's like, I literally, like, that deserves its own story time in of itself. So basically, when we break up, I go back to Hawaii. Duh, because that's where I live. And come to find out, he had
Where does she live, chat? Pop quiz. Donde vive? Where does she live? If you get it wrong, you gotta sell me fucking $100. Alright? Where does she live?
Meditated this breakup. He had been talking to attorneys this entire time since the baby was born. Baby was only like 3 or 4 months old when we broke up, and he apparently had been planning this because by the time I got back to Hawaii, I got served the very next day. This shit takes, you can't just call your attorney and file something and have you served the next day. That's not how it works. So he had already written up something before he broke up with me. He just didn't know that I was going to go back to Hawaii. Like, I think he was trying to get me trapped in Colorado. Like, it's so fucking, it's a good thing that I did go to Hawaii, because if I got stuck in Colorado, they were saying that they were just trying to take the baby away from me. They were claiming that I was mentally unstable and that the baby was in danger. There was a child abuse, child endangerment form motion filed against me. And they wanted the baby back to Denver within 72 hours. My breastfed baby, who he has never changed diapers, fed, clothed, anything, who's just a few months old, he's trying to take that baby away from his breastfeeding mother. Anyway, girl, and that is what jump-started our almost 2-year-long fight for custody.
All right, I believe there's another part here. This is the final part of this.
The first lawsuit.
I mean, we're gonna fast track this though.
Thingy that he ever filed against me was child endangerment. Well, no, the first one he did was to try and take the baby away, saying that I was mentally unstable, but the courts did not push that. They denied his motion. And then the second one was child endangerment. So for the next, they denied his motion.
This is another 9-minute. Fuck.
And then the second one was child endangerment, kidnapping, and all that, child endangerment and all that stuff. Which prompted an emergency hearing. So that was an emergency motion that they filed. And because I simultaneously filed for custody in Hawaii, I didn't know that he had already filed in Denver, so it caused jurisdictional issues. So for the next 6 to 8 months, we fought over jurisdiction. And that took almost $100,000 in itself in fees, just fighting over the jurisdiction. We had a hearing, what do you call it? Like a evidentiary hearing. And basically they wanted me to prove that I lived in Hawaii. It was like, I don't even remember at this point. We went to court so many times over so many different things. And all the while, I'm telling him, hey, I will bring the baby back to Denver. You can pay me like whatever you can. Like if you can't pay me, that's fine. If you can, then please do. Like for child support, I was like, you can pay me whatever you can afford. I asked him for like $2,000, I think at first, because at the time I was paying for childcare, the bills from the hospital. Like I was paying for so many things on my own that he told me he was going to help me pay. So we came to that agreement prior. And then when push came to shove, he was like, no, I'm not paying that. I was like, that's fine. You don't have to pay it. Like I'm asking you if you could help. If you can't, that's fine. But I really did not want to go to court, because me and my first husband never went to court over stuff like this. It was very just like, you can have the kid.
All right, I'm gonna have to move on. I'm gonna have to go to his side of the story just because we are running out of time. But basically, you guys are understanding, right? She's exposing him. She's been doing this for a while, according to Robe, and he finally came out with his side of the story. So let's see what he said. And yeah, man.
This morning I woke.
Here it is. Here's part 1. This is him. This is a novio, the baby daddy.
Woke up to hundreds of comments, messages on Instagram, TikTok, hate messages saying, I hope you die. You're an abuser.
Hold on. So this is a reason why.
This morning I woke up to hundreds of.
I thought he was.
Comments, messages on.
Fuck.
Instagram, TikTok. This morning I woke up to hundreds of comments, messages.
Say, why are you getting with females when you know you're gay? So this is why I thought, he was, but I don't know.
On Instagram, TikTok, hate messages saying, I hope you die. You're an abuser. You're a woman abuser. And I had friends and family texting me asking if I was okay, come over. I didn't see what was happening because obviously I'm blocked. And but I knew pretty quickly, like, it was probably the same thing that's been happening for the last year and a half.
Oh, me, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
My son's mom has been on an active smear campaign to destroy my life.
10 toes. And I'm okay if people stand 10 toes for him, but just stand 10 toes knowing that what I said is true.
Essentially for the last year and a half, and I've stayed silent, as most people in my industry know. She's continued to just destroy her child's father. And
good on business 10 toes. Was ready to go to different states and fight bitches physically.
Oh my God.
And you think I'm gonna get canceled?
Initially, I talked to my therapist who I've been seeing for 8 years. I talked to the couples therapist that I'd hired for us. I talked to clients, and I have a lot of strong women around me, people who knew the situation better than the internet, if you will. And everybody kind of told me, just stay silent. It'll end. The real people know who you are. And I did, at first it hurt my ego. I'm not going to lie. It hurt because I knew the truth and I knew how it was being twisted and manipulated. And it sucked. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in brand contracts, as I've mentioned before on here briefly, but simultaneously I'm fighting to be a part of my son's life. And I have been amicable and kind. I wouldn't say kind, but I've been neutral. I found that being kind with this person never got me anywhere, so I've just been neutral, and I have mountains of evidence to prove that. And we'll get into that later. Today is about something more important, and that's the reason I'm doing this, because this is about my son's safety. The reason that she's going off on me right now.
He always claims like, oh yeah, she tried to say it was domestic violence, but the judge ruled that there was none. Yeah, because there was no fucking proof.
And attracting a whole new audience, people who have no idea who we are.
Sorry that you didn't beat my ass and give me black eyes and bloody noses.
And spinning this story and being dishonest.
But the abuse still existed, okay? I kind of wish you did. Like, it's easier. I would have much rather gotten punched in the face because it's so much easier to heal from a fucking bruise. Hello? Please. So anyway, the abuse is just getting worse.
It's because I had to rehire my attorney, $15,000 by the way, to file a stipulation to keep my son away from her boyfriend. Backstory: Thursday, March 5th, about a week and a half ago, I got a text from my baby mother's boyfriend's wife. I know it sounds weird, they're still married, but
Your baby mom's boyfriend wife? A la madre, dude.
they've been separated for 2 years. They share 3 daughters together. And she texted me and said, we need to talk. And so I called her. She said, did you hear what happened? And I said, no. And she told me that the Thursday prior, on February 26th, she's filling me in on the whole story of what happened. It was Kylie, my ex, her boyfriend, Justin, their daughter, Lahiva, who's 6 years old, me and Kylie's son, Brooklyn, who's not even 2 yet. And they were driving, and apparently there was some sort of conflict, and he ended up assaulting Kylie, my ex.
And that's when he started hitting Kylie in the face.
Oh my God.
So when I showed up to the scene, she was covered in blood from like,
And he choked his 6-year-old daughter.
and was grabbing her neck. Like, Eva was scared. She was like, I couldn't breathe, mommy. I was so scared. Like, she doesn't even want to go back with him now.
Choked her.
I took her to the ER. They had to double check for like blood clots because her neck is so small. Like, he literally could have broken her neck.
And then she told me that he pinched. I said, did anything happen to my son?
Oh no.
I said, did anything happen to my son? And she said that he pinched him. And I said, I took a deep breath, and my mind was racing just like it is now. I don't enjoy any of this, but
Dude, I would have been heated. Heated.
I asked her, I said, did he cry? And I heard her 6-year-old daughter, the one who was choked, in the background. And she said, Lahiva, did La'i is my son. That's what they call him in Hawaiian, but his name's Brooklyn. She said, did Brooklyn cry? And I heard the little daughter say, yeah.
Did he cry?
Did he cry? Yeah.
Oh my God.
I lost it. Emotionally, I didn't lose. I stayed in control because if any of you guys have ever experienced anything like this, somebody hurts your kid. It doesn't, I don't know. But also what hurt me the most was that night I had a FaceTime with my son scheduled at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. My client was there and I had support, but all these thoughts were going through my head. And one of them being, I knew this was going to happen. Back in October, I was getting several messages from women, sending me pictures of my son. I'm blocked from Kylie and her boyfriend or whatever, so I don't see anything. People save stuff from me for court, but I tell them to never share it with me because it just ruins my day. Like, this has been going on for a year and a half. It's not good for my mental health. I don't want to engage. I know who I am. People who know me know who I am. My son loves me. I love my son. That's all I want to focus on. But I do need it for court. You know what I mean? So anyways, I see this guy's page and he has 3 beautiful daughters and he seemed like a good dad from what I saw. And this is why the internet can be so misleading and kind of dangerous, if you will, because look like they're, they enjoy their father and hopefully he's good to my son. That's all I care about. Of course, when I see pictures of him kissing my son on the lips as a dad, I think it'd be kind of weird to not feel like, but honestly, like, I was past that. At this point, I just want my son to be
Nah, I'm sorry. You're not kissing my son on the lips, dude. Nope.
in a healthy environment, which is why I left in the first place, because he was not. Then I get a couple messages sending me a photo of my son naked with this guy on the beach, his genitals out, everything. And I knew that I can't just text his mom because she'll spin it around and get mad at me or put it on Instagram. And we just don't have that type of dynamic, which I wanted since day one. When I tell you I pray for this woman every night, I do. So since I couldn't text her and I was fuming, I didn't care what my lawyer said. I didn't care what anybody said. I posted it, blurted out. I shared what was happening and people reported it and the internet did its thing. He ended up taking it down. She doubled down and said I was doing it because I was jealous or whatever, and none of that matters. But it was highly inappropriate, and I think most women can agree, right? So this morning I woke up to hundreds of.
All right, here's part 2. Here it is. Yeah, man. Then
I get
that girl seems just out of it, bro. Now that we're listening to this dude.
a message from his wife, who he's still married to, and hey, we need to talk. I'm Justin's wife. I want to talk to you. And of course, I'm like a little weary, I'm so sick of this drama, you guys, honestly. But she had mentioned that it had to do with protecting my son and whatnot. So I reach out to her. She connects me with most recent ex-girlfriend who he was dating prior to Kylie. And she has kids of her own, 2 kids. And what they shared with me was beyond alarming. They sent me several photos. They told me that he's very abusive physically, emotionally.
Oh my God.
And they sent pictures to prove it. The wife sent me pictures of her oldest daughter. And on several occasions, he would get drunk and beat her up. And the girlfriend told me that he would get really drunk, bite her, abuse her son, who was 5 or 6, I believe, and to the point where her son's traumatized. She can't even date anybody now without him thinking of that. And so I'm getting all this information, right? And I can't just believe everything you see on the internet. These girls could be jealous and salty. You never know. But these pictures, something happened to that girl. Okay, she didn't fall on a hill. And I knew instinctually that this is probably what happened. And just given the dynamic of my ex and her previous relationships and her history with men, other than me, honestly, which is what I find to be so ironic about this entire thing. But
You just can't call the police, have people arrested. They need to violate the law. You don't get the massive record.
it's volatile. It's abusive physically and verbally and emotionally and psychologically. So I start to panic. I tell my attorney in Colorado, I tell my Hawaii attorney, because I had to get a Hawaii attorney because she hadn't put a restraining order on me for
Yeah, literally get the fucking kid out of there, bro.
false allegations, which she dropped right before court because she didn't have a case. And I've talked about that before, but nonetheless, that's neither here nor there. I had my reservations. I told the Hawaii attorney, I told my Colorado attorney, this guy needs to be away from my son. You know, do I call the police? What do I do? Like, the problem is the mom and the girlfriend didn't really file charges or pursue charges, if you will, because the daughters didn't want to lose their dad. And from what I found out from my therapist and just, you know, real victims of domestic violence, especially children, is it's hard to talk about it. You know, the real victims of domestic violence, they don't talk about this kind of stuff. It's hard for them, especially when it's their father, you know, or their mother. And so they didn't want to lose their dad, which I understand. So essentially, since nothing was filed and charges were dropped and nothing was pursued, this guy has just continuously gotten away with it over and over again. And he would apologize the next day. Oh, baby daddy was just sick. He's drunk, you know. And I think that's what abusers do, real abusers. And so, but I didn't care. All I could think about is my little baby in Hawaii, and I'm in Colorado, and I don't, like, how do I protect him? So I tell my Hawaii attorney, and my Hawaii attorney essentially said, because nobody decided to press charges and whatnot, and it's a cultural thing, he said too. It's such a small place, so people get embarrassed, you know, and I can see that. But in my mind, I'm like, how do I protect my son? There was nothing I can do, but I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. And when I found out, I was mortified. And I think the thing that shocked me the most, from February 26th to the following.
Yeah, Monica, you're right. No wonder she deleted her account. She kept running her mouth to it. Dude, yeah. I would feel stupid too. I would delete my shit too, bro.
Following Thursday, when I found out, I had had 3 FaceTimes with our son, Brooklyn. And his mom was right there. Not once did she tell me about any of this stuff that happened. And so I didn't even bother texting her and reaching out. I asked my attorney, I asked my, you know, the people closest to me, and I knew that if I texted her, she was going to downplay it or get ahead of the narrative and try and manipulate like she's doing now. And my biggest concern is my son's safety. So I immediately called my attorney. I said, do I call CPS? What do I do? Yada, yada. And they said, no, that's just going to delay things. She was waiting on the police report. In Maui, Hawaii, things take a long time. So we're still waiting on it. So I needed to text her, and I knew that I did because I did want to check on her. I wanted to check on her. I wanted to check on our son, and that's what I did. And just as I presumed, she downplayed the entire situation. She said that Brooklyn was fine. He was unharmed. Justin got violent with her, and they've never had any problems before this, which I don't believe, but maybe not. I don't know. All I asked is that, can you please keep him away from him? And she implied that she was, and she left, but she was in Las Vegas that weekend, so I didn't really know. Keep in mind, she started dating this guy around September, right? To my knowledge. Already left her other 2 boys who live in Oahu with their dad and went to Maui to be with him, moved in with him. And so I know
Yeah, she has a problem, dude. She definitely has a problem. How the fuck you leave your 2 kids behind and move somewhere else, dude? She moves fucking fast, bro.
son was living there. Their stuff was there. I wasn't really sure. That needed to happen. There's nothing else I could do. And this whole time I have anxiety and I'm sad. I was at my family's house the entire weekend. I spent the whole 3 days with them. Like I said, I canceled my work trip. I clocked out of Instagram, and I just needed to be around people because I felt like I needed to do something to protect him. But there's only so much I can do. Like, he lives in Hawaii, and the cops, you know, it's just a fucked up situation. So I asked her, can you please keep him away from him? You can see the conversation. She ended up turning it back around on me. Long story short, my attorney sent her attorney an email saying that Brooklyn is not to be around this man. He's dangerous. Kylie received that on Friday in this smear campaign, round 47, whatever it is. That's when all this started.
By, you guessed it, attorneys that I have. I'm still fighting to just fucking break even.
God.
Do you feel me? Like, I don't have a place to live right now. I've been jumping house to house since December.
Here she comes, bro.
Since my
So I think most of you are smart enough to do the math and understand why she's doing this and telling everybody I'm an abuser and all these things, when in reality she really got abused by this guy and hasn't said that once. She also hasn't said that he abused his daughter. 2 of them.
That's
Our son.
insane.
And not only that, but arguably one of the most important factors of this entire scenario is the fact that this man's wife, his ex-girlfriend, who both were assaulted, and their children for years by this man, reached out to my ex back in October or September. I'll have to find the date, but they reached out to her and said, hey, we noticed you're claiming domestic violence from me, you know, because I'm the abuser. But they warned her about this, and Kylie completely dismissed them. Once it happened to her, she realized it was a serious thing. And so I'm ending this first video. That's part 1, and I have so much more to say. But first, I need to be very real about something. I'm not perfect, and I've never claimed to be. There's things in my past I'm not proud of, things I've had to look at and honestly take accountability for. And I have, and I will continue to. But there is a difference between being imperfect and being what I've been called. Difference between a relationship that was hard and abuse. And I'd like to think that most of you know the difference. And I also need to say something that is so much bigger than my situation and why I'm making this video. We live in a world right now where girls support girls movement, and the Me Too movement has given real victims a voice, and that matters deeply. But here's what happens when those movements get weaponized by the wrong people. Real victims get silenced, as you can see from this video. Real pain gets
Pick up your pick up your crown, King. It's falling, man.
watered down. Real women who have actually lived through abuse get questioned. And that's one part that I'm going to stand up for. It's not just about me. I've held so much in for a year and a half. If it was about me, I would have dropped these receipts a long time ago. I have more than you guys could even imagine. And I hate to say it, but we're just getting started. Because the truth doesn't need a movement behind it. It just needs to be told. And I'm going to tell it. Then I get a message.
All right, part 3. This is a final part.
Minor bullying, you know what I mean? Like, I can be bullied. I can take a bully. The things that were posted yesterday by my ex are so morbid and evil and nasty. Nobody was choked. Not a single person was choked. And not a single child was ever harmed. And not a single child was ever harmed. This is not my first time that I've been accused of child abuse. There's zero credibility about anything that was posted.
Hi, I'm the crazy ex. Yeah, that's me. Lost everything, didn't say a word for 18 months. Pretty impressive. Restraint. But this isn't about me anymore. There are kids involved. My kid. Real things happen to real children. And she's denying it. Denying it. And I don't care what you think about me. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. This isn't a popularity contest. But this is where I stand up, and I will use my platform to stand up for it, because clearly the police aren't doing anything. I've waited 3 weeks. This is where I use my platform for good. 3/2/2026 at about 12:30 hours, police were contacted by, I'm blurring out their name to protect this family, state of Hawaii, to document an abuse incident between a juvenile female and her father, who reported that father, quote, strangled her, grabbed her around her neck and pulled toward him, causing her to sustain pain and bruising around her neck. 1-year-old brother, my son, was present and crying throughout the altercation that occurred between victim 1 and victim 2. Oh. Damn. Okay, and then I get this last night. Hi, Linson, I live on Maui. It's a small island I previously shared with coworkers, a situation I intervened on the end of February. And today they came to me telling me about your stories, asking if this was the incident. Wow. Glad Instagram's doing something. As for what I saw, I was driving home from work and had just turned onto Hana Highway, whatever, when I noticed a white 4Runner. For those of you who are going to say this message is fake, look at the previous report too. Look at the top right. You'll see it matches up with 4Runner. He was initially trying to drag them back to the 4Runner, but she broke free and ran over to the car. Damn. And ran over to the car that pulled her in front of me and got into the car and locked the doors with your son. I can't remember what point the little girl appeared, but we called her over to all of us and kept screaming at him to leave. He tried to get into the car that Kylie was locked in, but eventually gave up and drove off. Kylie was bleeding from the nose, possibly the mouth as well, but it was hard to tell. I had kid clothes in my car and gave both your son and the little girl clothes to put on because they were cold. Your son was only in a diaper. Justin clearly had been drinking. You could smell it on him. Kylie got blood all over the inside of the car she was locked in. Cops took an unacceptable amount of time to arrive on the scene, like 20 minutes. First one arrived, we literally had to tell him to get out of the car to do his job. He was just sitting in the car, and one of us knocked on the window like, bro, are you coming? He goes, I'm on my way to another call, but I am aware of this one. And we were like, no, you're getting out and dealing with this one. Spoke to, blocking it out. She confirmed this isn't the first time he has put his hands on the kids. The little girl broke my heart when she said, why did he do this? This is the second time he did this to me. I heard Justin may know people in MPD, Maui Police Department. I think some of them, I'm going to block this part out because I want to keep this person safe. When I found that out, it kind of made the cops' response make more sense because they gave us all the impression like we were kind of overreacting. When you look up her name on eCourt Kokua, it doesn't show a TRO or anything like that. When you look him up, there's no charges related to the 226 incident. So it looks like another opportunity for him to get away with being abusive and not held accountable for his actions. And here's the police charge. Count 1, felony abuse of family or household member. Count 2, felony abuse of family or household member. 1 under 14, in the presence of a under 14. Oh, look what else I got last night. Another witness. Thank you, Instagram. I was there on the days that it occurred. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I was the first car that pulled over on the side of the highway when they were fighting. She was on the side of the road with your son in her arms while she was getting beat up by this guy, and his 6-year-old daughter was screaming for help. It was a really terrible and sad situation to see, but if you do want to reach out, I'm here to talk. Minor bullying, you know what I mean? Like,
wow. Oh, man. This is him and his son. Someone said, what about your other daughter? Nothing. But damn, dude, that is fucked up, man. So yeah, apparently that his baby mama, took down her page. It's not there anymore. His pullout game is weak. Yeah.
Relationship with 2 previous kids.
Hold on, let me see. Because this person is just re-uploading her videos.
I'm not able to
Oh, this is her speaking about the GoFundMe though. Hold up.
speak on my situation, but we are looking for immediate support with legal fees regarding my son. I have been involved in an ongoing smear campaign with 100% defamation and slander. I do not know when I'm going.
I'm sorry, dude, but if your baby daddy has pictures of your boyfriend beating up his own daughters, yeah, I'm gonna be on his side, bro. I'm gonna be on your baby daddy side. Ain't nobody saying you go fund me, dude.
To see my son next.
Your son, your son is literally not safe with you.
You guys think this is fun and it's drama, and you like to stay involved. You don't question.
Bro, you started it. You had a whole smear campaign. Bro, you've been doing this since 2023, 2024. Hello, it's 2026.
What you see. You believe receipts that may or may not have been edited. And somebody who has a reputation of harassment. Again, I'm not able to speak on a lot of things, and I'm not even able to explain myself. I'm not able to defend myself. I'm not able to go down the list of lies and made up stories that people are saying. I don't know.
Oh, I just read it. He took the baby. Please help us fight. Nah, good for him, bro. Shout out to the dad.
What to do. I don't even know if, I don't know. My world is spinning right now. I am so embarrassed. I am hurt and I'm still healing. We just need, we need help financially.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I unfortunately was involved in a domestic violence incident about a month ago now.
So your baby daddy was right. You're contradicting yourself, dude.
And I have, I left immediately when that happened. And I have not been back to Maui since. And I have been working and just keeping my head down and all those things. And
you just proved your baby daddy's fucking point, bruh.
He is saying that despite me leaving, that I am so unstable.
Wrong due to Brooklyn's inclusion the felony case brought against Justin because of the DV incident. The judge has ruled to protect Brooklyn, period. Okay.
As a mother, that I should lose custody of my child. For those of you who are asking how this happened, I brought the baby up to Denver for his regular visitation, and baby gets to see him for 5 days every 5 weeks. And what happened was he filed all of this stuff in Colorado, and unfortunately, when that happens, it kind of like puts a pause on everything. And so I don't think Brooklyn's coming home.
Good.
He's supposed to be coming home tomorrow, and I just don't think he's going to be coming home because they filed a restraining order against me and an emergency motion to restrict parenting time. I don't know, but all I know is that he's already with the dad, so
Good.
I think he's using this as an excuse to not like give him back. I don't know if that's kidnapping or what, but
I think he has a good ass excuse, bruh. Literally, it's not going to have a Colorado judge order that Brooklyn not to be returned to her due to Brooklyn being named in the felony case against Justin. Yeah, that girl's something else.
we're working on it.
Here's a GoFundMe. It has $3,500. Nah. Shout out to the dad though. W dad, bro. I'd be the same. I do the same shit, bro.
In the arms of...
Hold on. Who made this shit, bro? Please. Bro, she posted. Please don't tell me she posted the fucking song with it too, bro. March 13th, I'm rich. I'm pretty. I'm T. March 23rd, post GoFundMe for legal fees. Okay, so this page posted that. Yeah, dude. That's crazy how everything switches up, man. Dude, you were charging people $2, bro, for the tea. Come on. Fly away.
In 2019, I was pepper sprayed by a complete stranger at Chili's in Mililani.
Yeah,
I never knew who this person was. I have never seen him before.
Let me guess. It was your baby daddy.
He was a complete random stranger. I think he may have been on drugs. Just like this random chronic guy in Mililani. And I was coming out of Chili's and he tried to pepper spray me. And I filed a restraining order on him. Fast forward to today. Now people are saying that that was my ex-boyfriend. That was abusive towards me. And that should tell you everything you need to know about the information being relayed.
Oh my god, dude. No te pases de verga tampoco, dude.
Straight the fuck, hey, te los chicos puñetos.
Full circle moment. Her fucking baby daddy, man. Yeah.
El pollo is loco. El pollo